Hello, hello, amazing business owners. Welcome to another edition of Website Wednesday. I am so excited to get to this critique today. I feel like y'all are up in your website game, and I don't have as much critique to give some of you because you're doing such a good job, which is a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. So, as always, if you have any questions on what I'm saying, what I'm showing to you, or if you just want your website done, make sure to find the thread in the Facebook group to put your website there, and I will critique it for you and walk through everything. So today I have a request from Elaine Dieball, or I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that last name, to go through her website and do a full website critique. So that is where we are. You can see the homepage for Elaine Dieball Photography, and the scrolling thing at the top, I like. Again, when I'm looking at these, I'm looking at them on my desktop computer, in Windows, in Chrome. So it's not necessarily going to be mobile applicable. So double check, as always, that your site is mobile friendly. That is crazy important, and I can only see it becoming even more important in the future. So on Chrome, though, in Windows, this top slider is working beautifully. I love that I have the option to go through myself, because there is nothing that makes me angrier than being forced to watch something at someone else's speed. I listen to my podcast at least 1.6. I go through things a little faster than most people. And so if you make me sit there and wait 3 seconds for everything to slide, I am going to leave your website. And I know I'm not the only one. So we also have a little play pause thing over here, which turns on or off the auto scrolling, which is fabulous. I love that we have your primary business name at the top, which is also a link, so that if I ever want to go back to the homepage, I can, which is awesome. So let's scroll down. And we have a picture of Elaine, a transplant from Texas to California. I believe the thing is I got here as fast as I could. I brought my business with me. Perfect. I love the little quote here. Find out more. I would be curious, and the only reason I know what it is because when I hover over it, I can see the link down here in the lower left corner. But the find out more thing, I would be curious to know, find out more about what. And for someone that doesn't know how to hover and see the link, like, am I finding out more about you? Because to me, that's kind of what that looks like, is you're telling me about you, find out more. Oh, I'm going to click to find out more about Elaine. And it looks like it actually just goes to a boudoir page. So you might want to be a little more specific there. Follow me on what? It looks like this is Facebook. Oh, those might just be, it looks like that's a hover plugin. But under follow me, is this your Instagram feed? Is this a Facebook feed? Again, I might want to know a little bit more. And this follow me doesn't have a link. Like, tell me where I'm going. Am I going to follow you on Instagram? And if so, can I click on that and just follow you on Instagram? If I click on one of these photos, it actually takes me to Snap widget instead of your Instagram feed. So be careful on that. And I would absolutely put in a link to follow me that takes someone directly to your Instagram feed if that's where you want to take them. So we have Elaine Dieball Photography is located in Fort Worth, or west of Fort Worth in Brock, Texas. And get in touch, which I love because it is super, super, super important to have a call to action on your website. I would even put that up here. I would put, at least, you don't have to move this and remove this button, but I would definitely put that here. Because what if someone sees this and they're like, hell yeah, I want that too. Don't make me scroll. Like, put that call to action right here. Make it super, super, super clear what you want someone to do when they view this page. Remember, you have like less than 3 seconds to capture someone's attention. So take that time and use it wisely. Get in touch goes to design photo session. So does that. So we'll talk about that in just a sec. For now, homepage overall looks very, very good. And you have my notes there. So let's go to about. So, Elaine, your About page actually has the same exact information that's on the homepage, which I don't love. And here's why. When I go to your About page, that means that I am actively interested in finding out more about you. And if you don't have more information than you originally gave me on your homepage, then it kind of makes me wonder, like, is this really you? There's only one picture of you. How do I know you're not some creeper in someone's basement? Especially with boudoir, you really need to talk to someone where they're at so that they can trust you, because that is a vulnerable situation. So I want to know more about you. And I like this thing up here, but I would make it less if you can. Make it skinnier. So I'd probably end it right about here so that I can see what I'm going to start to read down here, because otherwise this takes up almost the whole screen and it's very hard to know, okay, what's coming next. So Elaine, if you have not already gone through my Kickass About Page Formula, I will link to that underneath this video on YouTube and in Facebook. It's a podcast episode as well as a blog post, and it just walks you through exactly what to put into your About page to make it super relatable for anyone that visits, because your About page is crazy important on your website. So next we have pricing info, and I know that I've given this note a few times. When I mouse over this menu here, I have 3 options here. However, if I were to click on pricing info, it's not a link. So that is something that I will continue to say over and over again. It might sound weird, but for someone that maybe is on a screen where they don't see the drop down, they don't have if they're trying to click on this, they're going to be like, well, it's not working, because there's no option to actually click here. So choose one of these options, make this a link as well. It's a very easy change to make in WordPress. You just need to choose for that top level menu option to also have a link. So we're going to look at boudoir. Excuse me. I'm a huge, huge fan of bokeh. So like this background image makes me very happy. But again, it's too big. So squeeze it down a little bit, condense it so it's about here so that I can start to see what I want to see, because I have a pretty big monitor. If someone else had a smaller monitor, then they may not even see this stuff down here and be like, okay, you're forcing someone to go through to extra lengths to see the information that they want to see. So on the morning of your session, what to expect is perfect. Love the photos here, and I love the layout. It's kind of checkerboardy. That's not really a word, but it is now. I love the layout where you have the photos with the information. I love the picture of calling you. That's fabulous. Designing your dream, best day ever, the reveal. I'm curious if this is you. I don't think it is, just based on the other photo. But again, I don't know what you look like. I have this photo and then the photo on your About page, which is kind of small. So again, with boudoir, it's a vulnerable situation. Someone wants to see you and know more about you. I like this photo a lot because they're having fun. However, the thing that would concern me about this photo is that most women don't do boudoir as a group. Now, if that's something you specialize in and that's something that sets you apart, by all means, show that off. But I would wonder, like, as a client coming to your website, why are they all together? Like, are they going to take off their clothes together? Is this a group thing? So, something to think about. Before and afters, I believe, is up here as well. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, so we're going to click through to that. You might want to have a direct link to before and afters. Let me see if it's somewhere else. Oh, yeah, we have it under galleries too. So I'm actually going to come back to that so we can stay in order of the menu. Studio location. So this is good information. I don't know if it's really super necessary. Like, you could probably put it somewhere else. Or if you have a set studio and you're okay with the address being out there. So some people with home studios don't necessarily want to put their address all over their website, right? You could even put it down here. And that's even something that I haven't really gone through quite a bit because I haven't seen it a ton yet. But in your footer, I want to see on every single page on your website a way that someone can contact you. So phone, email, Or you could even put your address on the footer as well. That way it's crazy easy for someone to find, especially if you have a client that's already nervous and they're leaving their house to go and they're like, oh shoot, what's the address? They can go to your website super fast and find your address there. So I would put that into the footer. I don't know that it needs to be an entire page on your website. Your choice. It just feels like your other information is so great. And this one is kind of just like it could be said in one sentence instead of a whole page. Let's look at referral program. Share the love. Again, love the microphone, but this is too wide. Scoot that up a little bit so that I can read. Referral program looks good. I would be curious to know if this is something that you send a lot of people to, because it just seems strange to me that it's also in the pricing and information drop down. But if it's something that is really important to you and works really well for you, by all means, please keep it there. But if it's something that you don't really reference a lot, it may not necessarily be something that needs to be in the menu structure. So let's go to galleries. We have the boudoir gallery. Evidence of a life well lived. I love those words. Again, make this a little shorter. Below are a few boudoir portraits. I really, really like the layout of this. And I personally have actually kind of thought about whether I should do this as a magazine type layout or a Pinterest layout. I really like it because it gives people a quick glance, real quick, of your work without having to look at every single photo. But the reason that I don't like it, and personally I have not used it, is because I prefer to see the photos big. And so I kind of assume that other people do too. But I really, really like the layout of this. And when I click on one of these photos, it actually brings up the photo bigger, which I also like too, because then I can see them big. So kudos on the layout. It looks really, really great. And I love that it's an easy way to incorporate the vertical and the horizontal photos, which can sometimes be hard in web design as well. Before and after transformations. So this one is a slider, meaning like a slideshow or a thing that moves. Before and afters are crazy powerful. And I love that you have them here. My only thought, and this is super nitpicky, but this is a slider and your boudoir gallery is not. And so that makes me feel like it's inconsistent. Again, nitpicky, do you really care? Decide for yourself. But personally, I like to see consistency across the website so that all of the galleries are in the same format and then all of the pages are in the same format. I do love the before and afters though, and I think that's really important to show. And you do have a call to action on here as well. I forgot to look for that on the boudoir gallery. Let's go take a look. So you don't have a call to action, well, not a very clear one of getting in touch or contact. So maybe you could even, put it here at the top, or you could even put it like in a photo right here, as long as it's clickable so that someone can actually contact you when they click on it. So let's go over to kind words. Again, squish this, it's too wide. And testimonials, love, love, love the testimonials. And the call to action is right here, which is wonderful. So we're going to talk about that call to action because I love the way that you have sprinkled it throughout your website. The one thing that I don't see is an opt-in for a mailing list, which may not be something that you have set up yet, which is totally fine. However, even if you're not going to use it right now, I really, really, really recommend that you start putting that into place so that you can start to build that asset for your business. So when I click on contact, which is the primary call to action, which is a great call to action, you want to have a goal for every single page, and it is apparent that your goal for your pages is for someone to contact you, which is perfect. So when someone clicks on get in touch, what we're going to, and actually I don't know if you can even see. Okay, so I'm hoping that you all can see this address bar in the video right here. I think so. When I click on contact, this is the address that I come to. When someone clicks on get in touch on all of the other pages, this is the address that I come to. Now let me be very, very, very clear. That is not a bad thing, okay? But one thing that you're missing is the SEO capabilities and the Google layout capabilities that you can put into place with contact. Because the reality is that when most people visit your website, while I understand that design photo session is a prettier way to say it, that's not really what they're going to be looking for. And I get the feeling that you understand that because you put the word contact up here instead of design photo session or get in touch. That word contact is huge, and that is what so many people will look for on a website. So, does this matter? In the grand scheme of things, probably not. But when it comes to SEO and Google capabilities, yes, it definitely matters. I would encourage you to change this to be ElaineDieballPhotography.com/contact if you already have things that are pointing to this address here, meaning that you don't, maybe you have like Instagram posts pointing here or Facebook posts pointing there, whatever. Then you can just set up a redirect, and there's a plugin for WordPress. And I know this is WordPress because I saw the pro photo. There's a plugin for WordPress called Pretty Links that is like one of my most favorite plugins ever. And what you can do is once you change this to contact, you can actually create a pretty link that has this address and it will redirect it to contact. That way this link is not a broken link. And that is something you only have to do if you already have lots of things out there pointing to this link, because you don't want someone to go back in your Facebook feed to 6 months ago and click on something and then get an error. So just something to think about. Again, is it like the most important thing? Probably not, but is it something that could matter? Yes. So I'm going to maximize that window again so you guys aren't judging my links at the top like bear cam, because I like watching the bears, so don't judge me. So this is the contact page. We have design your boudoir session. You'll never know what you can make. I like, how would you like to be photographed? I'm curious in this contact form what is required and what is not. I don't see any asterisks next to things. And so I am wondering, like, what do I have to fill out? Or can I just put my name and email and get more information? So that might be something to consider just to make that a little more clear, because if someone is limited on time, you want to put as few barriers as possible between them being a visitor and them being a contact or a lead or a potential inquiry. So you want to make it as easy as possible for someone to contact you. Another thing that I would encourage you to do is on this page somewhere put direct contact information. So whether it's a phone number, personally, I hate talking on the phone, so I try not to put my phone number places. But whether it's a phone number or an email address or some other way that they can get in contact with you, because I cannot even tell you, like it happens to me too, where something happens and the contact form is no longer working. WordPress updates, a plugin updates, something happens and the contact form is no longer working, and you don't know until it's too late. So please put your contact information directly here. That way, if someone gets an error, they can just click on a link to email you, and it makes it super easy for them to contact you. So, Elaine, overall, it looks great. Just a few tweaks to get it to where you want to be. And, oh, actually, I have one more. I was going to go to your homepage, and it looks like it's not working. One thing that I would, one final note would be to make this a link to your homepage. I can click on home. However, it is kind of a common thread amongst most homepages that if you click on this, that it will be the homepage, because that is how someone will get back to where they want to be. So be careful about that. You might want to change that to a home link, and that's super easy to do. Just do it in your header in WordPress. You can change the link to this, because right now it's going to whatever page you're on with a hashtag or a pound after it, which means that it doesn't change pages at all. So if I come over to kind words, and you can tell if you're looking down here, If I hover over that, you can see that it's the same exact page that I'm on, but with that pound sign. So I would update that to be your homepage just to make it super easy for someone to navigate your site. Other than that, it looks amazing. Just a few tweaks, few things to change. And if you have any questions about anything that I said, if you need help with something technical, please let me know. I am more than happy to help, but I can't help if I don't know you need it. So please reach out, please ask. And for anyone else watching, if you would like your website gone over with the fine-tooth comb, let me know. There are Website Wednesday threads in the Facebook group. Just comment on one of those threads and we'll make it happen. I can't get to all of them at once, but I do work through them every Wednesday whenever possible. So I hope that you are having an absolutely amazing day. And if you One final note that I have when I'm going through all of these web critiques, I know that working with your website can sometimes be frustrating. And so I wanted to let you know I do have a free online training coming up on November 26th, right before Thanksgiving, where I am going to walk you through how to set up your website so that it actually converts visitors into inquiries and then clients. So it is on November 26th at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. Head on over to businessstraightedup.com/photographer websites and we'll get you registered. I hope to see you there. Have a good day.